Imagine that you were born with cerebral palsy. You can't communicate very well, if at all. You are unable to walk. Perhaps you never will. You see things differently. You may suffer from bouts of epilepsy. Perhaps you became cerebral palsied later in life as the result of meningitis or a serious head injury, bringing an end to an active and fulfilling life. What if this is one of your family, or you? Although they may not be able to tell you what they are thinking, what brings them joy or anguish, there's somebody in there. Just because they can't care for themselves doesn't mean they shouldn't be cared for. This is why the Vita Nova Center was established in 1977. Vita Nova means new life, and originally catered for children and adults with cerebral palsy, a group of conditions which affects movement and posture, and may be accompanied by speech or communication difficulties, altered visual perception, intellectual impairment, and epilepsy. Since 1999, the Vita Nova Center has catered to a wider range of disabilities, with special emphasis on the previously disadvantaged community. The center currently cares for more than 100 mentally disabled, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autistic, and HIV/AIDS residents from as young as the age of 3 and much older. For example, Tembi over here is 23 years old, and Zondi is 16. The majority do not have parents or a family. Many were abandoned or come from disadvantaged backgrounds. Almost without exception, the Vita Nova Center residents need constant care, day and night. Most need to wear nappies, be bathed, dressed, and hand-fed. They need to be moved during the day and at night. The Vita Nova Center employs 8 members of staff for every 10 residents, in addition to a qualified sister and 2 auxiliary nurses. Residents aged 3 to 16 are housed in the Sparrow and Squirrel hostels and engage in a wide range of activities, including speech training, toilet training, mobility, basic hygiene, social and other behavior. Profoundly cerebral palsied residents over the age of 16 are housed in the Bunny Hostel and are provided with stimulation while every effort is made to help each one of them to reach their maximum potential. The men's and ladies' senior hostels cater for more able-bodied residents over the age of 18, where full residential accommodation is provided. Each hostel has full ablution facilities, a laundry, and a TV lounge. Every hostel has a house mother or father who stays in a flat attached to each hostel to maintain the highest level of supervision. The district surgeon visits Vita Nova once a week, and there is an on-site medical center where day-to-day medical care is provided. The Stimulation Center provides residents with regular therapy and muscle stimulation. Special tactile and visual therapy is provided in the dark room. While everyone benefits from time spent in the therapy pool, once a month, occupational, physio, and speech therapists visit the center for training. The better coordinated adults assemble curtain rails and fittings in the protective workshop. Church services, social events, workshops, and presentations are held in the hall. Vita Nova does all its own fundraising, which is a continual challenge in tough times. The Vita Nova Center receives some funding from the Department of Social Development, the Department of Mental Health, the National Lottery Distribution Trust Fund, together with a strong sponsorship from the Gauteng Cerebral Palsy Association. We also receive generous support from, amongst others, businesses such as Atlas Copco and Timken, in addition to funding through Rotary clubs. But funding is an ongoing challenge for the dedicated staff at the Vita Nova Center. The residents need clothing, bedding, toiletries, nappies, and food. Salaries have to be paid, and continual maintenance and upgrading of facilities has to be regularly undertaken. In simple terms, the Vita Nova Centre is always short of funding. At the moment, we are short of 1,500 for each resident every month. Why not adopt a Vita Nova child? All it takes is a monthly contribution, and you'll know you are making a real difference. Remember, there is someone in there, and they need your help. They have nowhere to go if the centre is forced to close through lack of funding. This is a group of happy, well-integrated people who call this home. The Vita Nova Centre is fully BEE accredited, is an approved public benefit organisation, and is registered in terms of Section 18A of the Income Tax Act. This means that any donation can be deducted from your taxable income. Our future relies on the support of the private sector. Please help us to continue to care for those who can't care for themselves.